Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, it was Helen Keller who said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Which is why my purpose today is very clear-cut and straightforward. It is simply to stimulate vision. Not just for the church, not just for our community, not just for your marriage, your children, or your family, but I'm here to stimulate vision for you. Whenever you climb to the watchtower, it simply means that he had hit a place in his life where he felt it was time to level up and lock in. Can the church say level up and lock in? Which causes him to see, watch this, the same thing but from a different angle. Because sometimes the greatest thing for you and I to do is to see our problems from another perspective. Or better yet, to be able to see our problems from God's perspective. But it can only happen when we level up and lock in. Somebody been living a low down life. It's time to level up and lock in. Can the church say level up and lock in? Becca says to write the vision. Listen, he says write the vision. Not your vision. Not a vision, but the vision. Because your vision for your life comes from you. You can muster up something and say it's God. A vision from your life come from those around you, and they could be in very important people. But when God is moving in your life, you don't need your vision and you don't need a vision. You need the vision that can only come from God. A vision from the Lord is when you and I are able to put his voice to paper. It is transferring his purpose and plans for your life, for your family, for your future to paper. Because whatever you are believing God to do, it must be, hear me people, it must be written down somewhere. Whatever you are waiting and anticipating for, it should be written down to motivate you at each and every season of your life. Because anything that's not written is only a wish. And we have a whole lot of worshipers wishing because you're not writing. I declare that this year there would be no more ambiguity and uncertainty surrounding what you thought you heard God say he was going to do for you, for your family, for your company. My prayer for you is that you become so overwhelmed by the vision. My prayer for you that you become so overwhelmed this year by the dream. You become so pregnant with the possibility and the creativity that God has given you. And may it be so clear that you don't have to copy from anyone else, but you must start with writing it down. Because not only does writing brings and helps with clarification, but writing helps with your concentration. You will not, look at me, you will not be able to feel yourself through this year. This is the year that you've got to be intentional about it. Somebody say yes. You will not be able to feel your way, to grope your way through, because new growth for you requires some routing. I come to tell somebody that's listening to me, it ain't too late. God's always on time. He's the providential planner, and he may not come when you want him to come, but is there anybody know he's right just when I needed him the most? He is the providential planner. He opens doors where there is no door. He is the providential planner. Here's what I want you to know. I want you to understand that the reason why we can ask him for his plans, because his plans will always cause you to prosper. That's what Jeremiah said. And can I tell you something else? Lean in for a second. Not only will his plans cause you to prosper, but his plans are so robust. His plans will cause your children to prosper. Some of you got to shout for your children. And not only that, but if you route it right, tell your neighbor, say, if you route it right, the plan will take care of your grandchildren and even your great-grand. He says, I'm the God of not just Abraham, I'm the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob. That's what happened for Jacob. God gave him a vision. God gave him insight and a plan that extended to his 12 sons. You know why? Because our children shouldn't have to struggle like we struggled. God help us. Our children shouldn't have to go through what we went through if we routed right. Stop spending all of it and route it right. Stop going everywhere you want to go and you haven't planned for the next generation coming after you. Somebody say, route it right. You sitting around, when we gonna meet, when we gonna plan. You should have been doing that during the pandemic. It's time for those who planned 5 years ago to start running with. When you see us running this year, you just hearing about it because you ain't been really plugged in or locked in. You haven't leveled up, but we've been working on what I'm about to show you for 6, 7, 8 years now. It's always been a part of the plan. You can't just show up one day and think you're gonna run and you haven't routed, you haven't wrote it down. I come to tell you, this is the year for the runners. I need all the runners to high five another runner and say, let's go. In the words of Pastor Ken, let's go. Look at him in the balcony and say, let's go. You've been sitting too long. You've been playing. If you've been playing, your planning has turned to playing. If all you do is plan and never run, I come with a clarion call from heaven to tell some of you lazy folk, it's time to run again.